all right. It is Wednesday, January 14th. This is take two because my iPhone storage filled up as I was recording. So apologies for that. But usually I like to start on my little bridge. But anyway, yeah, I was just kind of talking about identity shifting and really how do you really identity shift is through behavior change. Nothing's really going to change. You can change your thoughts all day long. And I think obviously changing your thoughts can be super helpful. Maybe even step one. But really, what it comes down to is changing your behaviors. And developing more discipline so that when you have those thoughts that don't serve you, serve your highest self, you acknowledge them and you maybe just stay with it for a moment, but then move on and let it go and act accordingly. Whatever it is that you can do, action oriented. Maybe it's do some push-ups, maybe it's clean something, maybe it's hygienic, or maybe it's writing, just writing for 5 minutes, just something. Prayer is a good one, a mantra. I was listening to Tony Robbins yesterday, and man, he really is inspirational. And one of the mantras he said that he said as a kid a lot was, every day and every way I'm getting stronger. He said he would say it, hours and hours, and I love that. And I'm going to try and incorporate that in my own life. Add my own little, signature to it. And every day and every way I'm getting stronger and smarter. Every day and every way I'm getting stronger and smarter. And just kind of see, where it takes me. But I can say these words all day long, but if I don't start acting accordingly, if I don't start, taking action to help really support what I'm saying, then it really is all for nothing. And I've noticed since I started this journey that, my actions have improved, my thoughts have improved, but I see so much room still for improvement. Like I'm still, like I still catch myself, watching TV or playing games or whatever. So I just know that I can still improve and get better. Because I do want to change my identity. And another kind of big tip is really disassociate yourself from the past, especially if it's if you look at your past and you're just kind of not happy with who you were. It's a whole other lifetime. It's a whole other reality. Become disgusted with that past self, and never identify with it. That's old you. Like that's a whole nother person. So if you can really kind of separate yourself from that identity and talk it out loud too. I think when you have those bad thoughts, if you can speak it out loud and talk to yourself almost as like parental, like kind of figure, and command better thoughts. I've kind of implemented that too recently, and I've talked about it in previous videos. Is just commanding your thoughts, commanding yourself. Taking authority over your thoughts, because thoughts are stupid at the end of the day. Like most thoughts serve no purpose. Like I think there's like an evolutionary reason why we think and have anxiety, right? Like it's because when we were in the jungle, threats could pop up out of nowhere. Whether it's animals or other tribes or a drought, just anything can happen. Changing weather, it's just so many factors, so many variables can happen. And nowadays we're a lot safer, we're a lot more insulated to kind of the environmental factors that shaped our programming in our mind. But the problem is that our technology, our media, our consumerism has really tapped into those evolutionary kind of biological programs and created distraction, created anxiety, manufactured these anxieties, and comparisons, and are trying to make money off our attention and focus. And I'm telling you, that's where I struggle the most. Is my attention and focus is just kind of not honed in where I want it to be. Because I can read, but can I sit down and read for an hour straight and just be hyper focused on that reading? Man, not yet. But if I practice enough, if I get enough repetitions in, it's all about repetitions, and so if I can get enough repetitions, then I can improve that. And that's why I love making these videos, because it's like I'm trying trying to change myself, but also I think it could be helpful for others who are on the same journey. And hopefully I can pass on some good vibrations to you, some good energy, so that it's helpful and you can incorporate it in your own life, or just give you that extra motivation to keep doing what you're doing if you're on that path. So it's because it's tough. It's tough. You know, we're just bombarded with distraction. We're bombarded with distractions, all distractions all over the place. You know, social media especially. You know, they know how to capture our attention, and they know, like, you know, even if they know when you slow down scrolling and look at something. Not even if you click on it, but you slow down, because I've noticed it myself. Like, create a new social account, create a new like social media account or on Twitter or something, and you know, follow a bunch of different subjects. But then when you're on Twitter, if you don't even click on things, but if you start slowing down that scroll to look at certain stuff, it'll start appearing more and more, more and more. And because I do that, like, you know, I'm trying to obviously follow a lot of kind of philosophical types of things, but you know, just kind of in my past life, that past identity that I'm trying not to identify with as much anymore, that past self, really loves sports, you know, and I still love sports. I enjoy sports, but I don't want it to be a distraction to prevent me from being my best self, to serve humanity and serve my life's purpose, serve my mission. Because, I mean, ultimately, that's why we're here. And the meaning of life to me is leaving this planet better than we found it. And I don't want to be too distracted to ever really achieve that. And so I've noticed that, yeah, when I'm on these social media accounts, I see a lot more sports kind of content, even though I don't really even click on it, even though I don't really even follow anyone sports related. But the algorithm knows. The algorithm knows, and it's going to adjust, and it's trying to capture your attention. So that's where self-awareness and discernment really come into play. But really what it comes down to is changing your behaviors, and changing how you react to your thoughts. And then hopefully when you have those bad thoughts, you can practice better reactions to them. You know, when you have a bad thought, oh, that reminds me, I need to act. I need to do something for myself. Whether it's clean or do something hygienic, or write in my journal, you know, or read something or do something creative. But yeah, that's really what it is. Like, you know, really spark that creativity in yourself. Like, whatever it is that you're creative, or the skill sets that you have, that can bring value to people, that bring value to the marketplace. Really just dive into that creativity, and hopefully you can develop better habits, better thinking skills, and you can really achieve a life that you're proud of, and serve everyone, you know, around you. And so yeah, that's the journey I'm on, and I'm surprised I got to 8 minutes so quickly. I'll leave it there. As always, just many blessings to anyone that watches this long. I really appreciate it. Much love to you, and peace. See you next time.